What's good? Let's analyze some video game music. I do not remember the menu music for Sonic Mega Collection. Maybe I will once I hear it. Totally forgot what I'm in for here. But let's find out. Let's go all the way through once, and then back through again for analysis. Okay. Okay, yeah. Now I remember this. Very PSO2, or very PSO. Ruben. So we have like a call and answer, like melody, counter melody kind of thing going on here. Now we got those doubled like belly glockenspiels with like a electric keyboard or something under it. That's a very Sonic sound. You take like bells and then you take like some other lower instrument and like layer them. Sounds like brass too, like synth brass. Love this smooth bass down, Love this smooth little breakdown here. And I love the bass in it, confusing my words. Hit comes right back where it starts. All right. Yeah, this has got to be where it loops, because this is like straight up the intro. That Genesis bass, it is a little Genesis-y. It's not as buzzy. It's not as crunchy. It's more smooth. But it's probably an FM bass. It definitely sounds like an FM bass. Okay, I was wrong. We got a little bit of a solo here. Yeah, then back to the short little breakdown. Let the bells come out. Sonic music is like very happy and very spicy chord jazzy. It's this weird mix. I can't really place what makes Sonic music sound like Sonic music, but it's very distinct. Though, I will say this does remind me of some of the songs in PSO. But they probably, it's the same team. Ah, that chord at the end is so smooth. All right, what's happening here? I feel like this moves around keys a couple times. What do we start with? All right, so it sounds like we're in B flat. Those intervals are so weird. But yeah, basically, we're in B flat. We start on the 4, go to the 5, and then 6, 7. Okay, that's cool. So as it climbs, this upper bell melody does some just basically stretching around intervals of our B flat here. So we actually get into when it hits the B and enters like the first main section. Musically, that's weird as hell. That is a major 7 that it lands on. So like we have to basically. So it's already given you this like weird jazzy chord. I love that. So we get that whole thing and it spells out a chord, right? And then as it gives us that little spicy interval and holds it out, we get a counter melody we get like a call and answer melody from the strings. That's it, okay. And we do the same thing on the second time through the bell melody, right? Where now we have added a ninth to the supposed chord that's underneath it, right? So we're just building up this jazziness with that melody. I love how Sonic music is either like super fast, like riffy metal tracks, or like these soft, easy listening, like smooth jazz chord songs. There is such a wide range of what Sonic music was like in the 90s and early 2000s. So we're jumping between 1 and 5 on the bass. That's like just straight up the authentic cadence. It's basically next to not moving chords. Jumping between 1 and 5 is that same. Jumping between 1 and 5 is the next best stable thing besides not changing chords. Yeah, okay, and then we go from 4 to 5 and then back to 1. I hear what's happening. And then when we go back to 1 on the third time, it jumps down to 3. And then back up to the, no wait. In terms of this, it would be the 6 of the actual chord itself. But we're between 1 and 4, actually. 4 of the root we started with. The root of the last section, if this is 1, we're jumping between 4 and 1. But that is functionally the same as jumping between like a 5 and 1 of that key, you know? And also, it's a, I believe it's a major 6th, right? And before, we were only using the minor 6 and 7. So we've technically borrowed into another key, sorta. So we may actually have modulated to E flat. I should analyze the melody a little more, figure that out. And then what does it do that third time? Ah! And it teases, it like recalls that, that part of the main initial melody, right? God, that's so happy. Like, there's so much joy in the motion in Sonic melodies. It's great. Yeah, so this little smooth breakdown here, where do we go on bass for that? So I think we're on the 6 of the B minor we started from, right? Right? Ah, okay. So it does basically the same thing as it was doing before. And then does it go back up to its 1? No, it goes down from its 5 to its 4. To its 3. Did the bass go up? Now we're back on its 5. And onto its 6. No, onto its 7. This would be its 6 and its 7. Unless this is 1, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this could be 4, 1, 4, 1, 7. Ah! And if that launches back into the first section, then what it will have done by creeping down gradually, or creeping around gradually, when it gets to this, and then goes to F, is it will have given us a 2-5-1 jazz resolution. Right back into the chord that we started with, right? So what is this whole thing here? Yes! Okay, that's really clever and really satisfying. Okay, so 2-5-1s are like, basically you do 2 5-1s in a row, the 2 being the 5 of the 5, and then 5, of course, being the 5 of the 1. And they moved and modulated the chords around as this part, as it moved through like the B and the C section, until it got to a point where they just jump to a C and make it sound good, jump to an F, make it sound good, and then spit you right back into the B flat minor. Hang on, where's this A? Where's this A? There we go. So what is the melody up top here? God, and that's really interesting, because I love how naturally it moves into that resolution back to so we go through that whole first section, and then we get to a solo. And we're basically playing that 1-4 kind of, or that 1-5 kind of pattern from earlier. It's mostly just running around the scale a little bit while it lets the bass and the chords under it do their jazzy thing. Yeah. And then it does the same thing and loops us back to the beginning. So this has got some cool stuff going on. The chord motion is really smooth. It does a lot of 1/4 and 1/5 kind of motion, which keeps it moving. It allows everything to move and change and shift. When you have a Sonic song, you want it to be moving. And that's one thing that I think is pretty consistent in like all Sonic music. It's grooving. Like the groove is very steady and just keeps going. And that can be true for the synthier, more classic, chiptune kind of songs. It's very true in the big recorded like metal anthems and stuff from the Sonic Adventure games. The central thing that ties those styles together is the groove does not quit. And they make sure to, this thing is always, like I said, moving between 1 and 4 and moving between 1 and 5 is about as stable. It's the second most stable you can get to just not changing chords. But it still sounds like motion, and it still sounds, it's like safe motion. It's safe tension and resolution, right? It's not being, you're not pushing any buttons or like turning anyone's expectations over if you start going like 1/4 or 1/5 over and over again. It's an expected kind of thing. And it lets all of those jazzy intervals and melodies up top really stand out. I really like that the first thing when the melody lands on a note, it's actually like a 7th of the chord, and then it does it again and lands on a 9. That's so tasty. I'm always impressed by the composition of a lot of Sonic music. This is like better than I remembered it. And I don't know, I really like Sonic menu music. The Sonic Heroes menu music is just like my no thoughts head empty loop in my brain, right? This kind of sort of reminds me of that same vibe. This stands out to me a lot more than I thought it would. I'm probably gonna also have to give this a 5. I'm gonna be real. Cause like, I was like, I don't know if I remember this. As soon as it kicked in, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I like it. I like the way it modulates. I like the way it does that little at the end, just like kicks you in the face with it. I love it. It's very, very well composed. This is a 5 out of 5 for me, full moon. All right, that was the Sonic Mega Collection main screen theme. Thank you, Jasaris, for the suggestion. All right, how do you think I did? If you like the analysis, hit like. If you want to see more stuff like this in the future, hit subscribe and the bell to make sure you see when new videos go up. Let me know what you think. Is there anything you think I missed or glossed over? Let me know in the comments. I would love the feedback. If you want to catch me doing this live without any edits, just figuring things out as I go, you can check out case.dog/stream and see when I'm live. And if you want to submit a song yourself, you can check out my Discord channel for it at case.dog/VGM. I'll see you next time.